automation have been not only press triggers that the offense is doing, but press triggers from a defensive perspective. As in, if we get caught in maybe a passive low zone, as soon as that happens, then we're pressing out. It's sort of our own press trigger. And it takes time to implement all these things, right? Because you don't want to be there coaching on the field. You don't want to be informing the offense of what's about to happen, right? So you're not only able to measure these things, right? Not only you able to predict them, right? Now you have to cognitively the team to produce these things, right? So all three levels of integration of analytics. So it's basically, we did discuss KPIs and turning analytics into deliverables, right? And how the KPIs can be used to develop practical coaching tools, like the quality of box entries, the value of certain the value and probability of certain passes, retention under, and XG chain modeling, right? How you predict defensive weakness and how you turn defensive weakness into optimize goal scoring opportunities, right? So the through balls coming in earlier when the defenses are less settled, right? But the ultimate shot is more delayed closer in, for instance, right? So those are all things that analytics is massaging or many underlying probabilities of the game and improving output, both on defense and offense, right? So ultimately, not only is there going to be a coaching, a cognitive coach, but it's going to be a tech roadmap, right? And data providers such as TouchLink was our sponsor. www.touchlyink.com, touchlink.com, right? Structuring and inputting the data going to be customized. It's going to fit both your data capture and all the way through to your coaching, integration, and then your game models and variables, right? All that depends on the capture of the initial data, right? So, lessons learned and key concepts, right? It's not just principles of play, right? It's all the way up down the deliverable chain. So, footedness, right? Multi-directional orientation of players. So they're not just forward, they're not just direct. Understanding weakness and anticipating weakness of defense. So half spaces, zonal gap, dropping in between the lines. All those skills need to be taught, and they're not taught properly today, right? And then in terms of your aid, it's got to understand all these concepts, what you're trying to deliver in terms of training, but also understand like how you're scouting these teams, right? So cultural modeling, team profiling in terms of what kinds of players and what kinds of positions are predominating given a team, right? Doing statistical regressions based on the efficiency theory, the SPOTM theory, soccer-specific point of decision enable matrix, which basically takes like an efficiency ratings NFL to measure the impact of efficiency, right? How much better you make your whole team, right? And then ultimately it's a new frontier meshing the data, the cognitive psychology, the mapping and indexing the game and the game theory at the point where we're going to delve into actual use cases, right? And having covered here, the most important lessons learned, and the player blueprint, the game model, the KPIs, now the lessons learned in terms of how to apply analytics. Finally, we're gonna, I guess, last in this initial intro series is how to design the technology. So we're gonna go through that next time. And for now, www.thetacbot.com. You can launch our beta from our website, as long as you have a ChatGPT account, uses those models. And thanks, sir, touchlink.com. Thanks, everybody.